Really admire his dedication and commitment to the crowd, cause I kind of told him what was wrong about it, making mistakes. I ain't had no daddy who will pull up and get on my ass anytime. Things I did you can't get away with. I know that you won't believe what just blew up around the Harris family. The entire hip-hop world is frozen in shock. What started as a calm regular day, flipped into a nightmare nobody saw coming. Destiny really threw a cruel curve this time, and the pain flooding through Atlanta tonight is unreal. King Harris, son of rap legend T, is fighting for his life in the ICU. Let the man walk off. Have some time to himself. Sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do. We have that. So him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out, and his reaction to right cause everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged. Bro, why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police. F12. So, it just he as new. I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for family hustle, and it does come with some, it's some adversity. It's some adversity to come with that. People get in your bed, his skin pale, his body tangled in wires and tubes, while his parents stand behind that cold glass, completely shattered. Fans who once saw this young man flex jewels, cars, and confidence can't even process what's happening now. That same bright kid full of life and swagger now lying motionless. Nobody ever pictured this story turning so dark so fast. But here's where things get straight up chilling. This wasn't just some fight gone wrong or a random accident. I mean, no way. Something darker went down behind those prison walls that night. People inside said King was calm, quiet, walking away from the noise, just trying to clear his head. He told a few folks he needed to think about his next move, maybe plan his comeback before lights out. Then suddenly, chaos. Screams tore through the block like thunder, alarms blinked, guards ran, and then silence. Cold, heavy silence. When they found King, he wasn't moving. Doctors rushed him to the hospital, but the damage was already deep. Not just cuts or bruises, but brutal injuries, the kind that make you wonder if someone was sending a message. And just when it couldn't get worse, boom, word broke that every surveillance camera inside went dark, every feed blacked out, every angle gone like someone erased the truth on purpose. T.I.'s son King Harris has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected to his actions. Steve Sadel reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T and Tiny. And I told Steve S.A. that my clients want justice. So the deal involves Tanya and T turning themselves in, then admitting to the crime that they've committed. Then fine. We got a deal. But if it does not, then so the dynamics here are interesting. But I can't judge how the parenting has gone because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this. T and Tiny raced to the hospital that night, eyes red, hands shaking, calling out their son's name. But the only sound was the slow beeping of machines barely keeping King alive. Nurses whispered, scared to talk too loud. Everyone feared the same thing. His condition was critical. Outside, hundreds gathered. Fans, friends, strangers, lighting candles, crying, praying for a miracle. Social media exploded instantly. Hashtags, clips, prayers everywhere. But beneath that flood of love, something darker started brewing. Whispers turning into suspicion. People started asking, what if this wasn't random at all? What if somebody wanted King gone for real? Word started moving through the city like smoke. King had crossed the wrong people, not just inmates, but the kind who pulls strings from the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion. My sons think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmas. His ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep up, his going to prison. Think you want to talk about some other? No. I'm being real. You lying. You up here. Hey. You're late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah, your ass. You trying to act all son through all like this in front of all your people? Say your mama I said Happy Mother's Day, and they scream in my face. You kid like what man? Damn. Yeah, that's I didn't see that one coming. Really? Nah, I didn't. Rumor was he stumbled onto something he shouldn't have. Dirty money deals, contraband moving through, maybe even officers taking cuts. If that's true, he wasn't just another young man behind bars. He was a threat, and in a place like that, threats don't last long. When the Harris family demanded answers, the warden said all camera footage was gone, malfunctioned, every file deleted, every backup missing. Too perfect to be coincidence. T.I. lost it right there in the hallway, and the man known for his pride just broke down. Through tears, he shouted, "I don't care about justice. I just want my boy to live." That one line hit millions online like a punch to the heart. People started asking, why would he say that? Did he already know this wasn't just some random fight? Did he know who was behind it? Then the internet caught fire again. A leaked nurse's voice note hit the web. In that shaky, terrified tone, she said, "This wasn't random. Someone wanted him gone." That one sentence flipped everything upside down. This wasn't just a brawl. It was betrayal, silence, and fear spreading across the whole city. I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I really am not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but I ain't. Steve Settle reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T and Tiny. And I told Steve say that my clients want justice. So, if the deal involves Tanya and T turning themselves in, then admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine. We got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny Nye. So the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting has gone because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this, a lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this. Every new rumor felt like another piece of a puzzle nobody wanted to finish. Doctors warned the next 24 hours would decide everything. The tension in that hospital could have cracked steel. Each slow beep of that monitor felt like a countdown to either hope or heartbreak. Tiny broke down, sobbing until her body gave out while T.I. just stood there. Hollow eyes locked on his son through the glass like the world had already stopped. His whisper cut through the silence. "Hang on, son, Daddy's here." That line sliced the air like a blade. The look on Tia's face said it all. This wasn't just pain. It was heartbreak happening live. "Stand by right here for me." 210. Extend 1 to 10. "Spread your legs slightly. I just need to patch it out." "Yes, sir. There's one here. Does your buddy have one as well?" "Alright, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires. There's no safety. You got to take there's no safety. You take well. I'm not going to mess around with that too much. Just set this down right here. Dude, step out for now." "Yes, sir." "Place your hands behind your back for all right. Right now, you're just being detained. You're not under arrest." "You sure?" "Music we're going to be at the church." "All right, I appreciate you being full man. We're just going to take a look at this information. Make sure it's valid. Just take a step to the side for me." He looked like a man trapped in his own nightmare, watching his world fall apart piece by piece. And just when everyone thought this story couldn't twist any harder, it did. While the Harris family prayed for a miracle, voices from inside the prison started to speak up. People were ready to risk everything to expose what really happened that night. Inside that hospital, the air was so thick you could barely breathe. "My son, think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, aunt and grandmama, his ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that underscore up, this ain't going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'ma be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that. Conversation. I've already made my peace with it, cause I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out." I whisper. "So what I'm saying is they talk like that outside. Hey, I can talk how the underscore I want to. Wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shoddy. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you." King's condition was dropping fast. His heartbeat jumping, spiking, flatlining like a storm in his chest. Doctors whispered about swelling in his brain getting worse by the hour. Tiny couldn't stop crying, whispering, "Please, baby, fight," holding on to hope that was slipping through her hands. I just stared at the floor, looking like a man who'd already lost everything once before. Out of my face. "I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you." "Stop talking to him. Who the hell is he? What's your name? What's your name?" "My name, King. You know it, and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Find out your underscore come back." "What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on. Treat mine like you treat yours. Why y'all got so much time? Bro, why you always got to have what is it, man? It's not illegal to have. Well, in the manner in which you portrayed in the lifestyle don't look legitimate. Sir, 'cause I'm not supporting. No, I'm not. What kind of parent don't support their kids in your goddamn slide? Pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised in commission of a crime? Sir, that is a felony. Yeah, thank you. The halls felt haunted by grief, panic, and pain. Fans outside waited, cameras rolling, prayers flooding every timeline, begging for King to wake up. But that night, destiny flipped the script again. By morning, whispers about a setup exploded into full-blown chaos online. Nobody believed the fight gone wrong story anymore. The internet called it what it looked like, a hit. Cold, planned, ruthless. Then came another twist and a voice note leaked from someone claiming to be a prison staff member. They said guards were ordered to stand down just minutes before the attack. That message changed everything. Was someone inside working with people on the outside? Nobody knew for sure. But one thing was clear. Something stank. Fans called it the biggest betrayal behind bars. The world demanded answers, but officials stayed silent. And that silence made it all feel darker. Oh, like a cover-up in motion? Meanwhile, T.I. tried to hold himself together for the cameras, but the pain was eating him alive in real time. Every tear became a headline. Every sigh, a story. And then came Thaleen that shattered the internet. He said, if my son doesn't make it, the world's going to burn. Nobody knew if that was a man mourning or a man warning, but it sent shockwaves through every feed. And as if that wasn't wild enough, old enemies started crawling out of the shadows. One rapper posted a cryptic line, when you play with fire, it reaches your family. That single post lit social media on fire. People started digging up old beefs, rivalries, trying to connect dots. Was this revenge? Atlanta's streets were burning with tension. Candles glowing, chants rising, justice for King echoing through the night. You know what I'm saying? And kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion. Then I think you know. Because I tell you what, I have the greatest, most extensive family photo album. I can document, and like I can go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age. The city wasn't mourning anymore. It was furious. The anger felt alive, the air buzzing with fear and defiance. People wanted names, answers, truth. This wasn't just about a young man fighting for his life. It had become a war between the people and the system. Videos of Tiny collapsing in the hospital hallway went viral in minutes. Her screams, "They wanted to kill my baby," echoed through every platform, leaving millions stunned and heartbroken. Then came the coldest detail of all. Doctors revealed King's injuries were caused by a weapon made from a padlock inside a sock. That one detail said it all. This wasn't a fight, it was an execution. The wounds were too clean, too deliberate, too intentional. Guards were right there and didn't move until it was too late. The Harris family felt betrayed to their core. They once believed that even behind bars there were still rules, but that belief died that night. It felt like every ounce of justice had been erased. Just when the family started pressing for answers, another twist hit like a bombshell. Atlanta turned into a scene out of a movie. Crowds growing by the hour, cameras flashing, reporters camping out, social media turning into a war zone. The city wasn't sleeping while it was boiling. Some screamed corruption, others whispered karma, and a few said it was revenge. And something written in the streets years ago finally coming full circle. But then came a twist that made jaws drop. An anonymous audio clip appeared online and what it revealed shook the entire country. The internet went insane when that audio dropped. The voice was shaky, scared, whispering, "We were told to make it look like a fight, but the target was King." Those words hit the world like an explosion. Nobody could prove if it was real, but it tore open wounds the Harris family was trying to heal. Days later, silence wasn't an option anymore. The world stopped believing in coincidences. Every headline, every hashtag, every whisper turned into a question mark hanging over the truth. Journalists started digging deep, pulling old receipts, tracing Tui's past like detectives. They dug into old deals, betrayals, the enemies who never forgave him, and the grudges that money couldn't erase. Suddenly, old names started resurfacing, names tied to unfinished business and missing money. Some people said this whole thing was a message, a warning that fame doesn't make you untouchable. Others swore King stumbled into something darker inside those prison walls, something he was never meant to see. Maybe corruption, maybe a secret that could destroy reputations. But everyone agreed on one thing. The attack was too perfect to be random. Somebody planned this. Destiny had turned cruel, twisting the knife deeper into the Harris family, trapping them in a nightmare that wouldn't end. Inside the hospital, hope felt like sand slipping through their fingers. King's condition wouldn't hold steady. One moment stable, the next spiraling. Alarms screamed, machines beeped, and doctors rushed in like ghosts. Every heartbeat felt like a coin flip between life and death. Nurses whispered updates, faces pale from sleepless nights. T hadn't left his son's side in days. His beard rough, eyes red, shoulders heavy with pain no man could carry. Tiny sat by King's bed, whispering, "You're strong, baby. Come back to us," gripping his hand like it was her last tie to life itself. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Whispers spread that King's monitor flatlined for a few seconds that night. The room exploded into chaos. Doctors shouting, wires snapping, alarms blaring, hands flying everywhere as they tried to pull him back. Everyone thought it was over until that faint beep 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 broke through the noise. King was alive. Barely but alive. Outside, the crowd went wild. People screamed, cried, hugged strangers, dropped to their knees in prayer. I really admire his dedication and commitment to the crowd cause. You know, I kind of told him, what was wrong about it? A lot of people hit me up like, Kong, I know you tired. You ain't get no sleep. And the truth be told, before this little I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working lifestyle. Lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? But now, I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and around the morning time he liked to do that little live concert I be doing with him. He liked to walk around. Atlanta felt like one giant heartbeat. Fear and hope pulsing together through the night. But as the city prayed, the line between truth and lies started to blur. Every hour, a new theory popped up online like wildfire. Some whispered that a guard had been paid off. Others said a rival rapper's crew was behind it. A street message written in blood. Then came the craziest talk yet, that this was bigger than prison politics or revenge. Some claimed it was part of a larger industry play, a cold warning to anyone who dared speak too loud. Nobody knew what to believe, but everybody knew this. It wasn't just about one young man fighting for his life anymore. This was a system cracking open for the world to see. T.I. snapped that night. My cameras caught him storming out, eyes blazing, fists shaking with fury. "If you don't protect my family, I'm going to burn this system down," he shouted. That clip detonated online in seconds, spreading like digital wildfire. Some said it was the cry of a broken father. Others swore it was the roar of a man who knew too much and was done being quiet. The internet blew up with questions nobody could answer. Why did every camera fail? Why did guards freeze up? Why did witnesses disappear? Each question dragged the truth deeper into the dark. That silence made the story heavier by the minute. Through the long, sleepless nights, the Harris family stayed in that waiting room, silent, shattered, surrounded by chaos. Tiny prayed in whispers, while T stared at the floor, his reflection fading in the hospital glass like a ghost of who he used to be. Outside, red lights flickered as thousands of candles burned for King. The whole city seemed to stop breathing, waiting for either justice or a miracle. But deep down, everyone could feel it. Something massive was coming, and it wasn't going to be peaceful. By the final night, the hospital looked like a fortress. Guards at every entrance, fans chanting in the streets, cameras flashing non-stop. Inside, though, the silence was deafening. Dim lights, tense faces, doctors moving with dread. This wasn't tragedy anymore. It was a breaking point. A collision between truth and power. Days blurred together. No sleep, no food, just fear and prayer. Then came the moment no parent ever wants to face. Doctors quietly warned T and Tiny that if King didn't improve soon, they might have to consider removing life support. Those words sliced through the room like a blade. T.I. exploded in his voice, shaking the halls. "No one decides my son's fate but God." His shout echoed through the sterile air, shaking everyone to their core. "You don't get to choose when my boy's story ends." Outside, Atlanta froze. The crowd had doubled overnight, a sea of faces glowing in candlelight, holding signs that screamed, "Justice for King," and the system failed him. Even people who'd never met the Harris family were crying, praying, begging for a miracle to shatter the silence. The city wasn't just mourning anymore. It was roaring. And then out of nowhere, the internet got hit again. Boom! A brand new anonymous Instagram account appeared with one chilling line. "The sins of the father fall on the son." This was never about King. It was about T. Within minutes, the post vanished, deleted like it never existed, but screenshots spread like wildfire. The internet exploded again. Fans connected dots, built theories, dragged up old feuds, and forgotten headlines. Suddenly, people weren't just talking about the boy in the hospital. They were asking what ghosts from Ty's past had come back to collect. Maybe this wasn't just tragedy, maybe it was payback. destiny coming full circle to settle old scores. The world watched in disbelief as it felt like fame itself had finally come knocking for its price. And the Harris family was paying it in blood. Everything was being rewritten in real time for everyone to see. That night, the hospital turned into a cold stage for heartbreak and pain. Cameras catching every raw second like a public trial. Tiny collapsed in the hallway after hearing the words no mother should ever hear. King's brain activity was slipping fast. Tina dropped to his knees beside her, clutching her hand, whispering broken prayers into the cold floor tiles. Even the nurses couldn't hide their tears, faces pale from seeing too much pain. Someone murmured, "They're just parents like anyone else." And suddenly, the whole room changed. Out of nowhere, the monitor flickered. A tiny twitch, a single breath, a spark of life. The doctor shouted, "Silence," and everyone froze. Time stopped. For that one sacred second, King's heart pumped harder. The beeping grew steady, fighting back like a heartbeat, refusing to quit. Then it faded again. But that short flash of life lit the room like a match in the dark. Word spread like wildfire. King's alive. People screamed, cried, fell to their knees in the streets. Atlanta exhaled for the first time in days. Hope was fragile but real. Still behind that miracle, the truth stayed buried under silence, lies, and power moves. No one wanted to expose the prison. No reports, no footage, no names, nothing. The Harris family's lawyer called it the biggest cover-up in state history. Then T finally broke his silence. He posted, "They tried to break me through my blood. But we don't fall that easy." That line hit the world like thunder. It became an anthem. Raw, proud, defiant. Families and strangers everywhere felt that pain like it was their own. But the whispers didn't stop. People said the ones behind it were too powerful to name. Like the truth was locked away where no one could reach it. Others swore, "Oh, I already knew who pulled the strings, just waiting for the right moment to strike." This stopped being about fame. It turned into something raw and real. A fight for survival, justice, and a father's will to protect what's left of his family. When the sun rose over Atlanta, the ICU glowed in soft orange light. But outside there was no calm. The crowd was restless, chanting King's name, clinging to hope like oxygen. The beeping inside the ICU felt like the city's own heartbeat, fragile, but still fighting. Nobody could promise King would wake up, but everyone knew this moment had changed everything. The tragedy ripped the mask off power, showing how justice can twist and how silence buries truth. But it also revealed something stronger, how shared pain can turn into power, uniting strangers into one loud voice. The streets answered back, thousands of candles burning, posters raised high. People shoulder to shoulder shouting for justice. The hospital became a fortress of grief and love. Cameras flashing,